You guys, we got the big chickies. Well, the bigger of the new chickies moved outside, and let me show you their home. Here are the two original chicken coops. And then here is where we have the bigger chickies. They're all hiding in the back. They were in this container. They got a little too big. There they are. I don't know if you can see them. So now they just have a little bit bigger of an area. Once they get a little bit bigger and too big for that space and it's warmer outside, we'll put them out in the chicken tractor outside, let our big chickens start free ranging, and then kind of introduce them to each other that way. A little update, our old or current layers, there's been one chicken that's been a little bit broody and she's been sitting on eggs for a while. I marked 3 of them with an X and I let her keep 3 of them, and every day I've been going out and taking other ones that she's sitting on just in case. There are more eggs popping up underneath her every day, and I know some of them aren't hers because there's a white one that keeps getting laid and a couple olive ones, which aren't hers. But it's always the same chicken coming back. So I let her keep 3 of the eggs, and it's been, I think, about a week, maybe a little longer. I can't remember because I did not mark the date. But I did just go out and candle them, that's when you shine a light into the egg and you look to see if there's anything in there. So around day 7, you're supposed to be able to see like little veins in the egg. And then around 14, you're supposed to see more of a shadow, like there's a chick in there. And then by day 21 is when they hatch. So I went and I candled all 3 of them that I left her, and I didn't see any veins in there. But I did go ahead and give them back to her because at this point they've been under her for so long that we're not gonna eat them. So I let her keep them, and I am going to check again in a couple days or a week or whatnot, and then if there's nothing there, then I will just toss them or give them to the dogs. But I will say they aren't her eggs. So we had an original flock, and then last fall we got 10 cinnamon queen chickens, and those ones are starting to lay pretty frequently now, but they're still small eggs, and they are 3 small eggs underneath her. So they are the new chickens, the new cinnamon queen eggs underneath her, which is fine. Any chicken can sit on them to keep them warm, but I'm not sure if our rooster has been interacting with the new chickens. I honestly haven't seen it, but anyways, I'll show you the video of the candling that I did, and you're supposed to see like veins or spider webbing in there, and they look pretty empty. So, oh well, I'll check again in a couple days, and if not, it didn't hurt anything to let her sit on them. You can see here the broilers are eating and taking a little afternoon nap. I think they're about 3.5 or 4 weeks old. So they're getting bigger. They're about halfway there. You can see they don't really have too many feathers yet. Couple getting the zoomies over here. Remember how I said that I had a broody chicken and that not all the eggs were her? I'm guessing this is how the other eggs are getting laid in there, because there are 2 chickens in here. I wonder how we're getting more than 1 chicken's eggs in there, huh? Is that how? She's under her wing. I think she's trying to steal her nest. I'd say they all want a snack, huh? Here, you want a little snack? They know when it's treat time. Here is an update on the garden. You can see it takes a lot of wood chips to fill. So I think we're gonna leave this like a walking driving path. And then over here is all cardboard and wood chips. And I think we're gonna go down to at least, there's a little fence right here. I think we're gonna go down at least this far here. And then in the back, maybe just wood chips, because the cardboard, it is a lot of work, obviously. And with 3 little kids under 3, it's kind of hard to get time to get out here, and we want to make sure the ground is covered before the weeds start. So we're at least going to do here, the rest of here with cardboard and wood chips, and then back there we can spread the wood chips pretty fast with a piece of equipment. So I'll keep you updated on what we decide to do for there. Chickies are getting some spring grass. Find any good bugs? Okay, you guys, my broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, all those need to be up potted desperately. They are way too big for those soil blocks, and it's 70 degrees and sunny, so we're gonna sit on the front porch and up pot them. So up potting is the act of taking our little soil blocks and putting them into these bigger containers with more dirt so that there is more room for their roots to grow so that they don't get stunted. These desperately need to get into a new home. On the bright side, my tomatoes are looking great, and we had really good germination. Sorry, I'm eating beef jerky. And I'm getting a bunch of cucamelons up. I'm so excited. But you can see like the yellow leaves, which is okay. Once we up pot them, they will, they'll be fine. Hopefully our dill will be fine once we bury it a little bit more. Sorry, I'm on my last piece of jerky in my pocket. Chase made this jerky. He's tried many, many recipes, and he finally made my favorite. Uh-oh. Well, I don't want that to happen again. No. Okay, so those don't blow over. I'm gonna real quick sprinkle in a little bit of dirt in each one. These have been out here for a while. I'm surprised they haven't blown away yet. I'm trying to get just enough to hold them down. So my tray just says broccoli, so I'm gonna start and just say they're broccoli. You can see the roots of my broccoli are all the way through the bottom. So I'm just gonna lightly break up the soil block, shove them in there, and add more dirt. Now at this point you could thin them out. Probably smart to thin them out at this point. But I hate thinning stuff out. It makes me sad if I hurt one of them. One very sad tray. We'll perk up. Yeah. What's it? I got all these broccolis. I think I'm moving into cauliflower territory. Here is my second tray of sad looking things, and then Chase has a whole tray of broccoli over there. I think both sides says broccoli. Yep. So all of this is broccoli. I assume the purple sprouting broccoli's in here. And this is broccoli, and that's cauliflower. So I did bottom water them, but I am just gonna put a little bit of water on the top of all of them to kind of get their soil like tamped down a little bit more to help provide some stability. And I'll leave the lights on overnight, and then I'm hoping that they will stand up and be nice and happy tomorrow. So I did up pot them a little bit late just because they are a little too big. They might go through a little bit of shock, but hopefully they're good. These ones, ignore the labeling, that's from last year. These ones are a lot bigger, so I'm worried about them standing back up. And obviously I'll adjust the lights once we're done up potting. But it always looks so sad. But trust the process. Hopefully they stand up and they don't get tangled in each other. I just don't want to snap them. I mean, they're nice and sturdy plants when I'm touching them, like I'm not snapping them, so it gives me a little bit of hope. This tray, I'm sure will be fine. It's giving me a lot more hope than that one. So, like I said, I just take solo cups and put drainage holes in the bottom, or I have these big ones, which I probably should have used these first because they're bigger than, well, these are half the size. The other ones were probably like that big. But, oh well. I can use these for all the tomatoes and everything else. And these are all of the blocks inside that I had put seeds in but didn't germinate. I give them a couple more days and they still haven't germinated. So I'm going to recycle those and then put them in these pots. So I got all the cauliflowers transplanted and you can see they look a lot better because they're a lot shorter of a plant. I did have a couple broccolis in here and they're just real tall and stringy. And here's more broccolis. You can see they're just not very strong yet. Yeah, not very happy. So hopefully once they get used to these bigger pots, they perk up a little bit. But the cauliflower looks good. So all the dill are these tall ones. There's little flowers over there that are getting smothered. No chives. Thyme, pepperoncinis, a couple of random broccolis back there. No lavender, I don't think. No. And no lemon balm either. Which, I've had good luck with lemon balm before, so I don't know if maybe the seed packet was bad. But then this guy is right in line with the thyme, because I should have 4 thymes. 1, 2, 3. And there's thyme growing on the other side. I seriously think this is a weed. Look, it's all spiny. And it's growing, doesn't smell like anything. And it's growing on top of the thyme. Ow. See, it's pokey. It hurts my hands. There's no way. I mean, it's twice the size of any plant in there. It's a weed. Huh?
It's a broad leaf.
Yeah. I've never grown a weed in soil blocks. That's just crazy. Lots out in the yard. But at least we know we have a green thumb for something. Just kill this thing. So I up-potted a couple of the dill and the thyme that's in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and up-pot the pepperoncinis, and I might do these flowers, and then we're gonna be done up-potting for today. Our last tray is potted. We got all of them done. Perfect amount of dirt, perfect amount of pots. So let's go inside and show you what the other ones look like. So I got them all in and watered and under the light, and I don't know if you can tell, but they are already perking up a little bit. I put them under these bigger lights, but obviously this middle tray is gonna take, this one right here is gonna take a while because it was the tallest plants, but they look a lot better than they did when they were outside. So I'm sure just overnight they'll get even better. Here's the other ones that we up-potted, more random broccoli and stuff. Dill, which I'm sure will stand up, but it needs to be under a bigger light. And then all of our thyme. And I think on this side, I guess I'm not sure. There's one more tray somewhere. There's one more tray with the thyme and the rest of the flowers. I think it's probably still outside. These are how our tomatoes are looking. These are our cherry tomatoes in the front here, tomatillos, and then our cucamelons, and then our big slicing tomatoes down here. All of these are gonna have to be up-potted before we know it, so stay tuned for that update. I'm not gonna lie, when I told you guys in one of the other videos that I was going to plant the flowers off tape because I was running out of time, I did not end up doing it. So I have 4 empty seed trays here. I am gonna plant 1 full seed tray of flowers, and then I'm gonna do herbs, lettuces, and other stuff in another one, and I'll probably recycle the dirt of those 2 and use it for up potting. And the rest of our seeds we should be able to sow outside, so I am so excited for that. Here's the other tray. I knew it was still outside. So this has our pepperoncini, a thyme, and the rest of these are Rocky Mountain blue flowers. All right, you guys, it's the next morning, and when I tell you just overnight, not even 24 hours, these things are standing straight back up again. Up potting really is a trust the process moment because they just want a little bit of water and some sun, or I guess lights in this case, and they will stand right back up for you. And over here, these need to get under a bigger light, but even our dill's standing back up. And our other guys, our tomatoes are starting to grow real fast, so these are gonna have to be up potted soon. These ones we up potted when they were younger, so they weren't even phased. And the rest of our tomatoes definitely need to go soon. All right, guys, that's all of our plants, all of our up potting and seed starting and everything. So if you want to check out my last video or my last update on planting videos, check out these videos over here. Otherwise, I hope you follow along for more plants and updates and gardening and everything else I offer on my channel. Comment down below what you want to see next. See you guys.